You're listening to Satellite Sisters.
What's a satellite sister?
The person you call when the best thing in your life happens or the worst.
The person that gets you up, gets you going, and gets you through.
And every once in a while, changes your mind.
This podcast is part pep talk, part weekly check-in.
Like grabbing coffee with a friend.
Thanks for being here. Welcome to the Satellite Sisterhood.
You're listening to Satellite Sisters. We're so happy you're here today. I'm Leanne Dolan in Pasadena, California. I'm a writer, producer, and guess what, girls? I saw a BuzzFeed quiz, and who can resist that?
Cannot resist.
What have you given up permanently since COVID? All right, wow. Liz, let us know what's happening there.
I'm Liz Dolan. I'm the middle sister. I'm in Santa Monica. Well, I did kind of realize like a year ago, I guess, that the only two places I'm ever going are the dog park and physical therapy. So I really don't need dangling earrings, Leah. There's just I found myself putting on earrings to go to the dog park. And then they just get all caught up in your mask anyway, because I like that. So forget it. They're out. So it's been a while since me and earrings have spent some time together. How about you, Julie?
Liz, you're wrong about the earrings. This is Julie Dolan. I'm the oldest sister. I like to give advice that nobody listens to. I'm a podcaster and live in Dallas, Texas. Liz, dangling earrings, hold on to them. For me, I don't know. I haven't been to a movie in a movie theater in a really long time. And I don't know if I'm ever going back. I guess that's sort of where
come on.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. That's on my list. Yeah.
Well, I definitely will never share a drink with anyone again. You know, have you ever take a sip or you had a spouse or a child? Forget it. I'm done. That's over. And it was gross before. Why didn't I realize it? I don't know.
I do hesitate getting into elevators with people now in a way I never used to either. So you just have to think twice about everything.
Right. Okay. That's what the BuzzFeed list said, Liz. Think twice about going anywhere or doing anything. All right. What have you given up since COVID? Let us know on the Facebook page. We are the Satellite Sisters. Today on the show. What's happening? Well, we have a sports desk. So we have a lot of sports things collected here. Liz, you're going to tell us the Beijing Olympics, sort of a news story that surprised you.
Yeah, very surprising. I want to say well, wait till I tell you. Okay. I hope you'll be surprised.
All right. Julie, you have found some unexpected activity as therapy.
Yes, I have. I'm really excited about this. I can't wait to tell you. And you, Sister Leanne, were the one who inspired me.
Oh, that's nice to hear. Mm-hmm. That's great. Also, what's coming up? Well, it happened, people. I joined Pickleball Nation. And
yes, Leanne. Yes.
I'm going to tell you all about my first experience playing pickleball this weekend. All right.
Is it really the fastest growing sport in America?
Yes.
I keep seeing those headlines.
Yes, wow. Liz, we covered this. I covered this on our podcast. If you were listening, go back several months. We did a whole segment on pickleball.
I remember.
Liz, I'm going to tell you why. I just did a little analysis. So I'm going to tell you.
Oh, I can't wait for
tell you what the key is to pickleball.
Okay.
All right, Jill, but first, what's up in your world?
Well, I have to start with a confession. I know it's only January, but I totally broke down and I needed a chocolate bar last week. Yeah. Okay. I just needed one. I don't have things like that in my house. So I went to Trader Joe's. That's all I needed was a chocolate bar. I didn't have any other shopping items. So I go marching in there. I have my mask on, all of that. But I don't know. I just feel too guilty. I can't just buy a chocolate bar, in the middle of the day. Something's wrong with that. I mean, so I am looking for other items. I'm calling this decoy items that I can purchase along with the chocolate bar. So when I get to the checkout, now, not that the Trader Joe checkout guy cares what I'm buying. I'm wearing a mask. Knows who I am, but I care deeply. And so I'm in Trader Joe's. I am wandering around thinking, okay, I have a chocolate bar. What would be a good product that would have some draping effect so I could drape it over the chocolate bar on the belt, on the checkout belt. So, but like a frozen bag of pot stickers. I thought that would be good. But then I thought, oh, that's disgusting. A chocolate bar and pot stickers, can't do that. So then I'm like, maybe a bag of avocados. You see what I'm doing? I am in Trader Joe's like 15 minutes. I could have been in and out of the store. Nobody would have known, but I needed to find some decoy items. So I made up this scenario that, I'm buying a chocolate bar because I'm having a little snack party. And so I bought other snacks, like a bag of pita chips that was very nice that fit over the chocolate bar. And then I bought some crackers.
Wow.
What is wrong with women?
Sounds exhausting.
Come on. Believe me. Okay. You tell me you have not gone into the drugstore and bought some feminine products and bought a giant jar or a bottle of conditioner that you don't need because, we all buy decoy items, don't we?
Yes. It's just, I think a chocolate bar is a lot healthier than any of the things you just mentioned. So I wouldn't feel like those pot stickers at Trader Joe's, that is going to make your face blow up. They have so much sodium in them. But a nice dark chocolate bar, that's the healthiest thing you mentioned in that whole scenario.
All right.
And it's just so funny that we assume people care.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know that they don't. No one is paying attention at all.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares what you're buying. And they don't know it's you because you have the mask on. But I care. I care. And I'm still buying decoy items. I feel like that there is like a magazine article in this, possibly a book of good pairings of things that work well, like, with feminine products, or like if you have to go down the GI tract aisle, that's kind of personal too. So, what can you bunch with that tells a different story than what's really going on? Yeah.
Or you're buying like the 6-pack of wine at 8 a.m. So you just arrange like loaves of bread around it as if that's normal.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. You got it. Decoy items.
Okay. Well, Julie, I have a book for you that I'm going to recommend at the end of the show. I think it's going to help you with some of your guilt over eating chocolate in the middle of the day issues. Hey, a quick follow-up. So remember Thanksgiving, we had our niece, Megan Dolan, on. She told us about her work there in Northport, Long Island for an anti-bullying, anti-racism national organization called Not in Our Town. Mm-hmm. So, and Megan has gotten very involved in this organization and the working of the hometown that she lives in Long Island, Northport. So she announced on Instagram and Facebook this weekend that she is running for office there in Northport.
Good for her.
So exciting.
I know. Yeah. And I'm really happy because she is of a different generation. And I like to see younger people inspired to go into public service, to go into, political life, at a time when our politics are pretty toxic. So it's great to have fresh, young, idealistic voices that are willing to work hard to make their communities better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it would be easy to be cynical, Julie, but I think she's hopeful. She has 3 children. She is a lawyer. She was worked in the DA's office and then went to a private practice for an insurance company. And so she was in corporate law, and she's taken up this advocacy work with Not in Our Town. And I think it's really impacted her. I think she always did have some long-term plans to maybe run for office, but she decided now is the time. So the trustee of Northport is a great place to start. It's a local election. She's looking for signatures. She needs 200 signatures to get on the ballot for March 15th. We are going to put her Facebook page there. She's an official candidate Facebook page. You have to be a registered voter in Northport. Or else I feel like all of the Satellite Sisterhood would be happy to sign.
We would certainly line up everyone in our family to vote. Yeah.
So, but if you know people in Northport or that part of Long Island, or just curious about Megan and her candidacy or what's going on, want to support females running for office, great. We have the link to her Facebook page in our show notes, and we'll spread it around as well. It'll be on the website, and we'll put it in the Facebook group. But congratulations, Megan. That is really exciting.
Megan.
And I love this. She had her first signature gathering party And this weekend, right when she announced it, and so I said, how'd it go? She said, well, and she is the daughter of our oldest brother, Jim, and our sister-in-law, Mary. She said, well, Jim and Mary brought bagels. So it was great.
Okay, that's good.
The thing about Megan is not only is she a really good person, she's a super hard worker. So she's the kind of person you want running your town, I think.
Yes. I love it. I love
exactly the right profile.
Yeah. Yeah. So go, Meg. We're very excited. Megan Dolan.
Okay.
Megan Dolan for office. There you go.
I like the sound of it. I want that bumper sticker. Okay. Well, Leanne, I have to give you a big thank you because you posted in our Facebook group this week a beautiful picture of some flowers in pewter vases. The flowers were from your backyard, your garden, and it just inspired me. I thought, oh, that looks really nice. That's very pleasant. And I have to say during this terrible time, I haven't been buying many flowers. I don't know. That seems expensive. I certainly don't have any flowers growing in my backyard or, that I could clip for this purpose. But I said, okay, I'm going to get some flowers and I'm going to arrange them and put them in a vase. And you know what? That is a very enjoyable thing. Now, Leanne, I feel
buying flowers,
buying flowers and putting them in a vase that actually. And hey, do not mock me, sisters, because actually arranging flowers is a real stress reliever. Okay. You can look this up and it's been scientifically proved. They had a study out of Rutgers. It was a double-blind study where participants were presented with a candle, a fruit basket, or a bouquet. And they measured how people responded to flowers. Because when you have flowers and you're working with flowers, you are connecting with nature. You smell the aroma of the flowers, the colors, the shapes stimulate your brain in a different way. In this study at Rutgers, in every case, when with the participants, a candle, a fruit basket, or a bouquet of flowers, everyone chose the flowers. And you know what? When they chose the flowers, they also had something called a Duchenne Smile. Do you know what a Duchenne Smile is?
No.
No, see, I didn't either. And normally we don't do follow-up questions on Satellite Sisters, but I looked it up, sisters. Okay. Duchenne Smile is named by Guillaume Duchenne. And that's when you smile from ear to ear. Okay. It is a very heartfelt smile. And that's what flowers do. They elicit that kind of reaction because of the odor, the color, the shapes, and the palettes. And so it's really good for you to do that. When you think about your days, a lot of time you are just, you get up, you have coffee, and then you're at the computer. All right. Yeah. But if you take the time to actually arrange flowers. Leanne, it's not gardening. I don't have to garden, which I am happy about because I don't like gardening.
I didn't realize you felt so strongly against gardening.
No, I hate that. I tried it. It's like you and hiking. I've tried it. It's not for me.
Fair
it's
enough.
The dirt, you got to bend over, the weeds, don't like it. Okay. But here's the thing about arranging flowers. Tending is mending, Liz. Okay. Remember that.
Oh.
Okay. Okay.
Wait, say that again.
Tending is mending. Okay. Taking care of something else gives you a sense of purpose. So if you stop and you arrange flowers, it's actually a very calming, accessible thing to do. Okay. You can buy the flowers at CVS. You can use them as your decoy item with your chocolate bar. Okay.
Yes.
Think about that. Okay. And it doesn't matter what you put them in. You can do whatever you want. Okay. But it improves your mood. It gives you a sense of gratitude and pride, and you can enjoy it without perfectionism. How about that?
I think that's the key, because people can get pretty wrapped up in flower arranging, but like they don't know how to do it. Just stick them in a bowl. Just make it fun.
Yeah. I think floristry is a good way to reboot our brains. And so I'm going to be participating in that this year.
All right. We want to see some pictures, Julie.
Okay. All right.
You're talking a big game over there.
Okay, but don't stress me out about the pictures now, Leanne. See, I'm supposed to be stopping in the moment studying each stem and enjoying that. So don't rain on my parade over here.
I will not. I will not.
Now you're making me feel a little guilty. Speaking of things we've given up during COVID, remember first year of COVID, I started an herb garden on my little terrace.
Yeah.
Well, that's gone by the wayside.
Tending is mending. Tending is mending.
Tending is mending. Okay, but one habit I did pick up during COVID, which, is helping me flourish, my word for the year 2022, is of course cooking. So I have a major announcement, sisters, is Cooking with Liz is moving to a new network. Yes, that's Woo!
What is this, Liz?
This is what's called marketing, Julie. Marketing. It's all about how something is positioned. So, I've been doing Cooking with Liz live in our Facebook group, and it's been super fun. And I never expected it to go on this long, but it did. So here we are. And, it's 2022 now. But we have started the new Satellite Sisters YouTube channel. And YouTube is more accessible to people than Facebook or Facebook groups, because some people just aren't into Facebook. They aren't really on that kind of social media. They don't want to join a group, whatever. So I know I already told you I uploaded all of the previous episodes of Cooking with Liz to the Satellite Sisters YouTube channel. But now I'm going to start doing the show on YouTube. So that's the new network. So
that's
I'm
a YouTuber.
I'm a YouTuber. That's it. I'm now officially a YouTuber. So on the Satellite Sisters channel, I haven't tried it yet. So this is the announcement that on February 3rd, this will be my first live show. So not just posting a video the way a lot of YouTubers just post videos. Well, anyone can do that. Anyone can do that. No, I'm going to be live because that's my thing. That's the Cooking with Liz thing. So February 3rd at 5 p.m. Pacific time on the Satellite Sisters YouTube channel, we are going to talk about recipes to celebrate, the Betty Crocker 100th anniversary. I mentioned that last week. So I need your help, sisters and misters, to help me choose. I want one recipe that is sweet and one that is savory. So I will post this in the Facebook group, and you can also email us. So whatever your favorites are, and we'll just talk about it on February 3rd. I don't want to do anything too ambitious on February 3rd because it's my first try, right? So there's no cooking in this first episode. This is just a premiere, the premiere of Cooking with Liz on YouTube. And so if you have recipes you think that I should make to celebrate Betty Crocker, they do not have to be Betty Crocker recipes.
Oh, really?
No. I think whatever you think is the best bake thing you know how to make, either sweet or savory. Like there was there's always stuff popping up in the Facebook group that people are making at home. I'm thinking, well, I could make that. That's like a pound cake, or there was something in the group. Anyway, last week. So, but if you're not in the Facebook group, but you still want to send me a suggestion of what I should make, remember email? Yeah, we've got one. It's called just hello@satellitesisters.com. So you can email in any suggestion you have about what I should try to bake during the month of February. And then on February 3rd at 5 p.m. Pacific time, I will pop up on my new network. So there we go. We're going to try it once. We're going to see how it goes, and then we'll take it from there. Exciting, right? New network.
It's great news.
It's bold. It's big, Liz. It's got you all over it, right?
Yeah. Well,
it's not too late. It's never too late. Whatever you've been saying for the last couple of weeks to become a YouTuber.
Yeah. I think the acquiring new skills and things. Yeah, that's what I'm going to try to do a little bit. I'm flourishing. So that meant moving from a small network, a closed Facebook group, to a big network, YouTube.
Liz and Julie, a couple weeks ago, when that Green Chef box arrived on my front porch, sort of a surprise, unannounced, and I opened the door and there it was, their dinner for 3 straight nights that I didn't have to plan. Did you feel the joy? Did you feel the joy when that happens at your house?
That's what's so great about Green Chef. It's just like, oh my God, okay, this is something I don't need to think about for the next however many nights. For me, it's even more than 3 nights, Leanne, because it's just, I'm only one person and it's meals for 2. So it's potentially 6 nights. Check, done.
All right. What are we talking about? Green Chef is a CCOF certified meal kit company. They make eating well easy with plans to fit every lifestyle. Whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat more balanced meals, Green Chef offers a range of recipes to suit your preferences. I have to say, Liz, it is deliciousness delivered. I tried the plant-powered for the first time. I know that's the plan you've been on for a while.
Yeah.
Layers of flavor. I'm cooking the grains. I'm cooking the veggies, the sauces on sauces. Oh, delish. They are delicious recipes.
Yes. And things you would never make yourself. Or you could, by making them a few times with Green Chef, you actually learn like, oh, I could do this on my own, which is also good. So,
right.
Yeah, very successful all the way around, I think.
Well, I think with the Green Chef meals, what you learn is like a little extra goes a long way in terms of flavor. Like, sure, you could put the onions in, but sauteing them really makes a difference. Yeah. Or sure, you could put a little salt and pepper on, but how about this little chimichurri sauce on top of those, roasted chickpeas? That's a delicious meal. So
they totally believe in chimichurri, and so do I.
They do. They do. All right. We could go on and on about our Green Chef meal kits. But instead, let's tell you what you can do. If you want to get in on this, if you're thinking, I'd like a box of deliciousness delivered to my door so I don't have to think about dinner, meal planning, or shopping for at least 3 meals a week. Great. Go to greenchef.com/sisters130 and use code sisters130 to get $130 off plus free shipping. Okay, that's a great deal on your first box. greenchef.com/sisters130 and use code sisters130 to get $130 off plus free shipping. Green Chef, we love you. It's the #1 meal kit for eating well. A big thanks to Kiwiko for supporting Satellite Sisters and making life easier for parents and grandparents out there. Kiwiko is defining the future of play by making it engaging, enriching, and seriously fun. They create super cool hands-on projects designed to create a lifelong love for learning among kids. Discover subscription lines for kids of all ages, ranging from infants and preschoolers all the way to teens. Grown-ups are welcome to join in the fun too. Julie, you love your Kiwiko. Your grandkids love the Kiwiko. Why is it? What's so special about the Kiwiko crates?
Leanne, I like it because the crates have something for everyone. So, Ben, one of my grandsons, he's a tinkerer. So I love the Kiwiko crates that have that. Everything is age appropriate. I get him one of those crates and he's off. He is engaged. He's having fun. Now, Peter, who's a little younger, is not really a crafter, but you know what he is? He's a talker, Leanne. So I got
love it. My kind of kid.
I know. He just would sit and talk to you all day. So I love it that I can get the Atlas crates for him and we can sit and have an engaging, inspiring, thoughtful conversation about India, Italy, Australia, you name it. And he loves it. So this is, that's what's so great about Kiwiko. Something for everyone, some way to engage children in stimulating, fun activities.
They say they cultivate your child's natural creativity and curiosity with new hands-on projects every month. You get to explore new worlds, you get to talk about it, you get to tinker about it, you rediscover familiar ones, from the science of magic to engineering a domino machine and more. Kiwiko, are the kids happy when they finish their projects, Julie? Is there a moment of pride?
Yes, and me too, when I finish one of those projects. No, I mean, it is. It's a real sense of accomplishment. Yeah. It's a great, engaging activity. Yeah, it's great.
Okay, well, now's the season. Redefine learning with play. Explore hands-on projects that build creative confidence and problem-solving skills with Kiwiko. Get 50% off your first month plus free shipping on any crate line with code SISTERS at kiwiko.com. That's 50% off your first month plus free shipping at kiwiko.com. And here's how you spell Kiwiko. Kiwico. Kiwiko.com. Use promo code SISTERS for that 50% off your first month plus free shipping. Thanks, Kiwiko. Well, sisters, it happened. I finally joined Pickleball Nation.
Good, Leanne. Happy to have you on board.
Now, I know within the Satellite Sisterhood community that people think pickleball is the answer to all of life's questions. Really?
Pretty much, Leanne. Pretty much.
Every single time someone posts like, gee, I moved to a new town. What should I do to meet new friends? Pickleball. Gee, I'm retiring. What should I do with my husband? Pickleball. You know, oh, I'm recovering from an injury. What should I do? Pickleball. Like that's it. And we have a lot of pickleball enthusiasts in our community, and that's great. And I thought now's the time to try it. A friend of mine invited my husband and I to be part of a clinic at her tennis club. She belongs to a tennis club. We do not. So we said, sure. It sounded, I mean, he was on the fence, but we said, sure, because it sounded fun because there were tacos involved after the pickleball.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah,
that's always good. Yeah.
Here's the thing. I haven't been on a tennis court in like 9 years because 9 years ago, I hit a forehand that nearly destroyed my shoulder. So, and then I spent a year rehabbing what I had was frozen shoulder. It was like
that's
torn rotator cuff. It was so painful. I never want to go through that again. So I used to play a lot of tennis and be kind of a nifty little tennis player, but I haven't even been on a court in 9 years. So I have not been part of Pickleball Nation. So I thought, okay, well, I was a little nervous to get back on a court.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I hadn't spent 2 minutes thinking about pickleball. Like, I don't know what it looks like. I didn't know what the rackets were. I didn't know what.
Okay. Well, first of all, they're not rackets. So I'm sure they told you that. Right. Yeah.
So,
okay. Did you have court shoes? Did you have the right shoes?
No, I didn't even have court shoes, which I know. So that was a lesson, but I went for it anyway. I will say this. I did go to a very large company that delivers things very quickly to your house. And I purchased a pickleball set. Okay. Because I thought I don't want to share. I want the best equipment possible. And you know what? It's very modestly priced equipment. So
it's part of the Pickleball Nation. Yes.
It is
accessible, Leanne.
Everything about it is accessible, Julie. It is a very accessible sport. So we got our pickleball rackets and balls right in time. No one was more surprised than I when I opened up the kit of pickleball equipment, and the balls are wiffle balls.
No, well, they're pickleball balls, Leanne. Don't confuse them.
Julie,
they're very similar. They're a cousin of a wiffle ball. Yes.
Liz, did you know that?
I did not know that. No, yeah. I'm just trying to think, maybe somebody needs to bring back wiffle ball. That was fun. Also very accessible.
Very accessible. And Liz, Julie, this is the thing. The key to the accessibility is the wiffle ball. It has nothing to do with the pickleball or the racket or anything. It's the wiffle ball just equalizes everybody on the court, because no matter how hard you hit a wiffle ball, it's still going to like blow around in the air. And so even like the strongest, youngest person on the court is not that much stronger than anyone else on the court because of the wiffle ball. I was just
that is why beginners like it, Leanne, because you're lulled into that point of view. That is not exactly true at all. When you play with skilled players, they can hit the ball.
That there's more strategy, but it does mean like after the first hour, you're like, oh, this is enjoyable. I'm having fun. Yes. It's super accessible, and the wiffle ball is the key. So did I whiff a couple of times? Yes, because you think you're holding a tennis racket and it's a small paddle, or like you run to get something and the ball just dies because it's a wiffle ball and it's not supposed to bounce on a court. So, and there's some rules that, I kept blowing. I kept running into the kitchen, and that was not good. But and apparently the scoring is sort of
it's elaborate. But you get it after the second lesson. You figured that out.
I mean, it's not the Pythagorean theorem. Like, I went and looked it up. I'm like, okay, it's not that complicated.
Right.
It's like volleyball scoring with another extra number, but okay.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Yes. So it just, all in all, very fun, very accessible. Got to get court shoes. We have some paddles now and wiffle balls. That's it. So I'm a part of Pickleball Nation. Happy to be there. Thank you for welcoming me. Thank you for welcoming me.
I'm sure you and your husband will be in the mixed doubles national finals within within a day or two, a month or two,
You know what,
Think
Jill,
you
that
will.
part of my life is over. The super competitive thing. You just want to get good to have fun. Like that part of my life is over because my knees have said it's over for you. You
Mhm.
can't.
Okay.
But that's why I got to get the right shoes. But yeah, I mean, I was worried he wouldn't want to do it because he doesn't like to be bad at sports.
Uh-huh.
And so I was thinking he's hesitant because it's going to be his first time in public, but no, he picked it up quite quickly and he was fine. And we held our own. That's all I want to say. We were fine. I don't think we're national championship bound, but you never know. I mean, if there's like an over 80 division, and I'm sure there is because of the wiffle ball, it just really.
So it's a lifetime sport for you already, huh?
Yeah. So, that's it. It's the answer to everything, Liz. Pickleball.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, as long as we're talking about sports, did you know that we have a Winter Olympics coming right up? It's easy to forget, right?
Yes.
Hard
Yes.
to believe. Yeah.
Because it's a little bit of a downer. I think maybe we should stop sending Olympic Games to authoritarian regimes who are conducting genocide. Just a thought on that.
Mhm.
But okay, I try to focus on the athletes because we love the athletes, right?
Yes.
That-
Right.
What makes the Olympics so special is, you have these athletes often toiling away in sports even more obscure than wiffle ball. Though I am going to start the movement to have that become an Olympic sport now that we've mentioned it. Why shouldn't wiffle ball be an Olympic sport? You could have old people playing it. It would be good. The Olympians are all so young. Let's have some sports for old people. Anyway, so Olympics are coming up in Beijing. As you know, there's a very severe testing protocol. There are all kinds of issues with the virus over there. Shockingly, last week, NBC announced that they're not sending their commentators. So that they are going to be covering the sports from Stamford, Connecticut, which is, I'm sure they can do that. They did that in the Summer Olympics. But still, doesn't it make you a little sad that, because I love seeing the commentators like standing on the side of the downhill hill and it's snowing really hard and you can barely see them and they're trying to talk. I think that's a very important part of the Winter Olympics is inclement weather.
Right.
And so now that they're all going to be in a studio in Stanford, I'm a little bit bummed out about that. But still, you got to love the athletes. So then I saw this story and I was like, you're kidding. Those poor athletes. So here's the headline. Olympic burner phones. Athletes warned about bringing personal devices to China for 2022 Beijing Games. So here's the deal. Athletes from several countries, including the United States, are being encouraged to leave their personal cell phones and laptops at home next month due to cyber surveillance concerns at the 2022 Beijing Winter Games. Well, come on. I mean, I understand why we're
It's
doing
not
it.
really unexpected, though, Liz.
No,
right? I mean,
no.
you've been to China. That's probably safer for the athletes not to have, their personal phones with whatever they have on their personal phones. That would be accessible to the Chinese. Yeah,
But
it makes it
here's what-
harder. For the
Yeah.
athletes.
I mean, the athletes are being asked to give up so much. A lot of the athletes are already in isolation, so they don't flunk a COVID test. When they get there, look at the athletes during the Tokyo Olympics. They're, practically prisoners in their rooms. They're getting tested every day. They cannot bring their coaches or their families. A lot of the fun of it for the athletes was already kind of being sucked out of it, though they're very competitive. Obviously, that's why they're at the Olympics. But at least during the Tokyo Olympics, they could be like on Zoom with their families and they're chatting and texting. And the idea that you're going to be like alone in a hotel room in Beijing and you're going to have some like burner phone where you can't even communicate with your family without worrying about your personal information being sucked out of it. I just think that's really kind of sad.
Yeah.
Really sad. And I was talking to several friends of mine because, I have a lot of people who work in sports and who were at the Tokyo Olympics. And they said it was hard for people to understand how hard this whole thing is on the athletes to be so isolated. I have a number of friends who went with various teams to the Tokyo Olympics, and they said for the athletes who are used to having the support system in the form of their coaches and their families, to give that up to go to Tokyo was much harder on them emotionally than anyone really understood. That they were so isolated. They couldn't even mix with the other athletes. So you're kind of, trapped in your hotel room, but at least they could communicate frequently with their friends and families and coaches back home. And now with the burner phones, who knows who they'll be able to communicate with, if anyone. And here was another thing I thought about. So they've said, please leave your personal devices at home and just get a burner phone. And I thought, does everyone really even know what a burner phone is? I mean, I know just from
yes,
watching.
Liz, we all watch spy movies. We know.
I know, Julie. I know. Because here's what I Googled burner phones and it came up: burner phones at Walmart, burner phones at Target, burner phones at Amazon. And so then I really started to think, is everyone already buying burner phones? Like, I don't know. Do you guys have like?
Maybe that's a product, Liz, we could add to the Satellite Sister product line: burner phones. A Satellite Sister burner phone. That'd be kind of cute.
Yeah, it would be cute. Because they said the important thing, the people giving advice to the U.S. athletes, is that you have to wipe all your personal information off your phone if you want to bring your phone. So I was just saying, A, I don't know how to do that.
Right.
And B, if I did do that, I would never get it back. So doesn't that mean you lose every password, you lose every sign in? Like, that's quite a sacrifice, really. So, but apparently everyone in America knows that's too much of a sacrifice to make, and we're all buying burner phones at Walmart. I was surprised. That's all. Very surprised at the ubiquity of the burner phone. But good luck, athletes. Please keep in touch. Whatever it takes, we are here to support you. All right. Next winter sport update. I mentioned a couple of weeks ago the docuseries on Peacock called Meddling, which was about the 2002 figure skating scandal in Salt Lake City. And I noticed in the Facebook group that quite a number of listeners have watched the 4-part series now, and especially when I talked about it before, I hadn't watched episode 3 or episode 4. It's insane, the truth behind this scandal. Like the Russian mob is involved, and like, Julie, you would love it. The Russian mobster who allegedly organized this whole thing, he's in the document. He agrees to be interviewed for the documentary. Like, people are just like the French judge. Remember, she was the one that she's in the documentary. So almost all of the like nefarious characters who you vaguely remember, for some reason, they all decided, sure, I'll be in the documentary. Anyway, so I encourage you to watch it. And because I think it's really entertaining, but also just how complicated these international sports are and how much is riding on it for some of these countries and federations. It's crazy. So that is called Meddling, and executive produced by Tara Lipinski, FYI. And again, so Tara and Johnny don't get to go. Bummer, right?
Yeah.
So I hope they're going to still have their incredible outfits when they're doing the commentation.
Let's hope so. Okay, so then one last thing I want to recommend from the sports desk. Also on Peacock, there's a brand new documentary about Peekaboo Street, the downhill skier. And it's really, really a lot of fun. I mean, if you love skiing fast, if you remember, or even if you don't remember, Peekaboo Street was the most successful American woman ever in the downhill until Lindsey Vonn came along. And so you see her in Lillehammer, in Nagano, and in Salt Lake City. And one of the really interesting parts of the movie, which is why I recommend it, it is co-directed by Lindsey Vonn. So Lindsey Vonn met Peekaboo Street when she was 9 years old at an autograph session, like in a little ski shop in Minnesota or something, and got Peekaboo to sign a poster. And then, of course, she went on to greatness. Peekaboo went on to greatness, and then Lindsey Vonn followed in her footsteps. So in this documentary, which is just amazing to see people ski like that, at the very end, it's Lindsey Vonn interviewing Peekaboo Street, and she brings out this poster. She still had it framed in her bedroom at home. So she brings out the poster and shows it to Peekaboo, and it's really, really, really a great moment. But it just goes to show also, when you think about the impact these athletes have on the next generation and the inspiration, you look at how great the American women have been doing in skiing since Peekaboo Street, and you realize what a catalyst she was for so many young women to say, I can do that. So I recommend, the movie is just called Peekaboo, and it's on Peacock. So you're going to want to find Peacock, because that's where a lot of the Olympics will be too. So I highly recommend it. It's really a lot of fun.
Oh, good recommendation, Liz. I always loved her. I loved her. She was amazing.
She's feisty, it's always super feisty.
Good.
Yeah. Plus, what a name, Peekaboo.
Yes.
I wish my parents had the forethought to name me Peekaboo.
Think that would be better than Leon? You can chase, so you have time, Leon. Go ahead and take it. It's a great name for a pickleball champion.
Liam, there's even a scene in the movie. You know how a lot of athletes, they have streets named after them in their hometown? Well, they did that for Peekaboo, and it's called Peekaboo Street.
That's funny. I love it.
Just love it. Okay, there you go.
This is just my personal thoughts. I want to speak out on behalf of all disorganized people out there. January is the month where every magazine, every website, every TV show wants you to get organized, right? You've lived in chaos for the last 12 months. And in January, you're supposed to completely change your personality and start putting things in tubs, and it's going to change your life. Okay. So I saw this headline, the Real Simple newsletter. It said 10 items for staying organized when you're naturally disorganized. Okay, well, if you are naturally disorganized, what is the point of getting more items to keep you organized? I wish organized people would just keep it to themselves. We're fine. We're totally fine. We manage. You're not going to look at my desk and go, wow, there's an organized person. But I keep cranking out novels. Do you? No. Cranking out podcasts. Click through to the 10 items for staying organized when you're naturally disorganized. And one of them is a mug with cat ears on it. Okay, how is that going to help me? That's not going to help me. Okay. How about a pack of cute cat pens? Also not going to help me stay organized. That's just more stuff that's going to get disorganized on my desk.
Is your problem the cat theme, or just
it just happened to be cats? I don't know if it the same thing would be true. Okay, Liz, how about this? One of the other items is a wooden penguin that you're supposed to hang your reading glasses on.
Oh, nobody needs that.
Nobody needs that, Liz. And it looks actually hard to get your glasses on that penguin nose, is all I want to say.
So you love penguins. So
I do.
Yes.
It seems like they insulted you right out of the bat.
Right out of the bat. I mean, it just feels like it's this unrelenting pressure to organize. And I feel like in my house, I have had to change my personality with my husband. I am organized in 95% of my house. If you could just leave me the other 5% without making me feel bad. It's my closet and it's my desk. And the truth of the matter is, I don't care what my linen closet looks like. I can't worry about it anymore. I'm not going to stay up late. I'm not going to buy more things. I'm not going to be on my deathbed thinking I should have organized my linen closet more.
No.
There's no possible way. And I think people who are hyper organized, like my husband, it's therapy for them, Julie, right? It's like the flower arranging.
Yeah.
Like he gets something out of it. I get zero out of organizing.
Okay. Okay.
Nothing. Nothing.
Okay. So no more shaming of disorganized.
Disorganized people.
Yeah, you need another name for it besides disorganized, because already that sounds dysfunctional.
Yeah.
You're just differently organized.
Differently organized. Thank you, Liz.
Freely organized. Yeah. Yeah.
Loosely organized. Any of those are fine.
You're an atypical organizer.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
So, thank you. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for understanding. Well, we've done it, Liz. We've declared 2022 the year of great hair. Why not, Liz?
Seems like a good project. Sure. Yeah, I'm into it.
I mean, we're still in the Zoom boxes. People are seeing our hair. You got to bring it, don't you? And that's why we love Prose, the world's most personalized hair care. And for those of you who haven't tried Prose yet, Liz, I mean, tell them about the fantastic results you're getting with these Prose products.
Well, you take the quiz, they learn about you, Leanne, your lifestyle, what you like, what you don't like, but also like me, I swim, I'm outside a lot, all of that. And so I want my hair to be shiny. I want my hair to be volumized. There are just a few things that are important to me. And you know how I know it's working, Leanne?
How?
Yeah. Yesterday, I sent you and Julie a picture of myself doing something embarrassing at home. And Julie just commented on how great my hair looked, that the volume. Julie, you commented on just how full and voluminous my hair looked, which
the rest of you was a disaster, Liz, but your hair looked fabulous.
See, so I have proof, Leanne, proof.
That's it. They analyzed over 85 personal factors for you, Liz, and Prose determined a unique blend of ingredients to treat your exact concerns, and it is working. We're also happy that Prose is a carbon neutral certified B Corp and an industry leader in clean and responsible beauty. All their ingredients are sustainably sourced, ethically gathered, and cruelty-free. They're also the first custom beauty brand to go carbon neutral. And if you're not 100% positive Prose is the best hair care you've ever had, they will take the products back, no questions asked. So if you want to get in on this Prose thing, if you want to get hair like Liz Dolan's, okay, if you want to do that, go to prose.com/sisters. And Prose is spelled PROSE.com. Prose.com/sisters for your free in-depth hair consultation and 15% off your first order. That's right, 15% off. Prose.com/sisters. Thanks, Prose, for supporting Satellite Sisters. All right, this is Leanne. We're back. Hey, I want to mention a really fun promo that's going on right now. It was news to me. Sometimes the publisher calls me and says, hey, something's happening. You should know about it. And my book, Lost and Found in Paris, is coming out in 2 months, which is hard to believe. April 5th is the pub day. I know it's exciting. It's bearing down on us now. And there is a pre-order program happening at Vroman's, which is my local bookstore. So if you pre-order from Vroman's in Pasadena, California, I can go in and sign that copy of the book. So it's a signed copy pre-order special. So you can pre-order anywhere. I would love it if you did it. Go into your indie and pre-order. That would be fantastic. It lets the book buyers know at your independent bookstore, this is a book people are interested in, and you pre-order one copy and maybe they'll pre-order 3 or 4 more. You can pre-order at any of the online booksellers that you want to do. All pre-orders are great, but if you want a signed pre-order, Vroman's is doing that. And I'm only doing it at Vroman's because I have to physically sign the books. And so that's someone said, can you do this at Powell's? But I would have to pay to fly to Portland to sign the books. And this is a more modest book tour this year in the age of COVID. So I'm not doing a lot of extra special travel, but I am happy to go to Vroman's and sign the book. So I would love, if you're interested in pre-ordering a book, particularly a signed copy, that's the way to do it. We will put the link in the show notes. You have to click the link and then you have to write signed in the comment section. It's pretty easy when you do it. There is a shipping fee, but if you order over $100, the shipping fee is waived. So you could order 4 of my books and you could give them away as gifts, which would be nice. Or you could order my book and 3 other books, and that would get you over $100. Maybe
I think go with door number 1. I just think 4 of your book, Leah.
Okay, Liz. Okay. Thank you, Liz. Thank you, Liz. So I just wanted to mention that, and I will be mentioning it quite a bit, but it's exciting to have this pre-order opportunity. This was something that didn't happen with the last book because all the bookstores in America were closed. So it'd be fantastic if you pre-order anywhere, but if you want a signed copy, Romans in Pasadena is the place to do it.
And Romans is such an amazing institution.
Yes, and they are
just a
thriving
great
now.
independent bookstore. That's
Yes.
great. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
they
great to
are.
hear.
I mean, they really struggled in the beginning of the pandemic. I mean, a lot of these independent bookstores didn't have online selling and shipping because why would you? Because of Amazon, right?
Yeah.
Like you can't compete against them. So why bother? So, a lot of them really had to change their business model, gear up, get all that online shipping and distributing organized, which is a lot of work, and not cheap. So they had to invest in all of that. And I'm happy to say Romans is really thriving. I hope I will have an in-person signing there April 6th in Pasadena. So stay tuned. It's loosely booked. I hope it's in person. But more on book tour later, but the pre-order is happening. So thanks to everybody who has already pre-ordered. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. All right. Entertaining Sisters. I wanted to tell you about what looks to be a really cool, totally free online conference that's being organized by Maria Shriver. I get her newsletter every Sunday, which I highly recommend. And she announced this in the newsletter. It's called Radically Reframing Aging. And it's a free
that sounds
online,
good.
Yeah, it's a free online conference from February 28th through March 4th. Every day there's going to be different speakers. She has her famous friends appearing like Jamie Lee Curtis and Rob Lowe and Deepak Chopra, but also a lot of doctors with specialties in genetics or integrative medicine or neurology, metabolism, dietitians, things like that. It looks like it's going to be really great, and it looks really easy to do and engage with. It's free. All you have to do is enter an email to register, which I did. The content will be released every day from February 28th to March 4th, but you can watch on your schedule. So you can watch whenever you want. But it's Maria Shriver's Radically Reframing Aging Conference. And we'll put the links in the show notes and also in Pep Talk this week, and we'll spread it all around. So just wanted to give people a tip off on that. Looks good.
Okay.
Thanks, Leanne.
Reframing aging. I'm
Yes.
into that. Well,
Right.
okay. So
It's pickleball, Liz. That's the answer. Pickleball.
Well, and it sort of relates to the movie I wanted to recommend. So last week I mentioned that last weekend and all this week that I was buying tickets to the Sundance Film Festival online and sort of participating in the film festival as much as I could and trying to support some of these, indie movies. And one of the ones I was excited to see was a movie called Good Luck to You, Leo Grande, or Leo Grand. I'm not even sure how it's pronounced. And it's because it starred Emma Thompson, and you cannot go wrong with Emma Thompson, I think.
Exactly.
And this movie had been described as a sex positive dramedy. Sex positive, as the kids say. So basically, the idea is she had been widowed 2 years ago, and she decided she wanted to rediscover a sex life, and had never had a good one even when she was married. So it's sort of her coming back into herself at the age of 62, and she does this by making an appointment with the sex worker, Leo Grande. And basically the plot of the movie is her multiple visits with this young man who is an amazing Irish actor. Oh, hang on. He was in Peaky Blinders. I had never seen him before. Where did I put his name? Daryl McCormick. If you ever saw Peaky Blinders, Daryl McCormick. Anyway, so the movie is really, it's just two people. It's a real pandemic movie. It's just two people, Emma Thompson, Daryl McCormick, in a hotel room over multiple scenes. But it's,
wow.
Yes. But I just,
It's like more like a play than a movie almost.
exactly, Julie. It feels like you could see it as a play.
Okay.
And but it was originally written as a movie. And even though I just described the plot, like it's easy to assume all kinds of things about this movie that aren't true. Like it's sexy, but you don't actually see any of the sex. They cut away. It's very tasteful. So don't be afraid of that. Also, that she's getting a lot of press for the fact that she's got a big nude scene. She's 62 years old and she's got a big nude scene in this movie. And so you assume the nude scene has to do with having sex, but it doesn't. It's not a spoiler for me to tell you that the nude scene is really just her at a certain point in the movie, standing completely naked in front of a mirror, really looking at herself, just really looking at herself. And appreciating.
That's horrible.
Julie's choking. I think.
I know.
Are you okay, Julie?
See, yes. Julie, that's why I thought I would mention, because I think we all are afraid to really look at ourselves, right? That's really what this movie is about. It's not so much her having sex with this guy or anything. It's really just like accepting her body, radically reframing aging. It totally touches on all of that. And it's just sort of her at being a woman of a certain age, being able to appreciate who she really is and her age and everything about her identity. So, but it's also super funny. I'm making it sound like it's deep yet funny. There were 4 of us that watched the movie together. All 4 of us loved it.
Oh, okay. That's a good.
Yeah.
Did you have a Duchenne smile on your face when you watched the movie, Liz?
Yes, because there are parts of it that are so funny because she is a religious education teacher. So this is quite a turn of events for her to be finding herself doing something like this. And so just her own nervous habits. It's just super. She's so
don't
great.
Tell us too much more.
No,
You're on the verge of spoiling the movie. So good. That's enough. Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to spoil the movie.
Right.
So the only thing I'm going to mention also, so then I found this other short at Sundance that's called Worst Enemy. And it also relates to the same theme of aging and body image and body acceptance. It is written and directed by Lake Bell, who's very smart and talented, and it stars Michaela Watkins. But the plot of this short is a woman buys like a giant Spanx and then gets stuck in it. Like,
oh, that's funny.
So there you go.
Funny.
There we go. We're reframing a few things here with some of these things. So I just wanted to recommend both of those 2 things.
Liz, that sounds really good. Are you going to be watching more from
Yes. Yes.
All right. We'll look forward to these reports.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer draping. That's all I'm going to say, but we'll carry on. I mean, one of the series that I started to watch during the pandemic was Ozark. And I don't know whether it was because the pandemic's been so dark, it just really appealed to me. This is with Jason Bateman and Laura Linney. I mean, it's outstanding. The acting is outstanding. And so now season 4, the first half of it was just released. So I spent the weekend at the Lake of the Ozarks with Jason Bateman and Laura Linney. And if you haven't seen this series, it's essentially bad people doing bad things to each other. Okay. That is it.
And I've seen the first 3 seasons and that totally describes the first 3
they do
seasons.
Really bad things. And Liz, season 4, the badness intensifies. That's all I can say. But the reason to watch it, I think, is Laura Linney. She is so outstanding. And she in season 4, she is even more bad than she's ever been. And so I recommend it. But we finished watching it and I thought, I am never going to be able to sleep again in my life. I cannot, go to bed after watching Ozark. So as a palate cleanser, I recommend the Disney movie Snow Dogs, which goes which really will just help you sleep, to see some talking dogs. Who doesn't love that? And that's what I would recommend.
So
Ozark.
this is just you and your husband watching
Yes.
Snow Dog.
Yes.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. You couldn't sleep after what we saw. Ozark, Snow Dogs. That's
All right. Well, we definitely have a theme here at Entertaining Sisters because I just finished Valerie Bertinelli's new memoir that's out called Enough Already. And, I like Valerie Bertinelli.
You always have, yeah.
Yes.
I know you love her cooking show, right,
Her
Lynn?
cooking show is great. I've liked all the TV shows she's been in. She's been a part of my life for a long time because she has been on screen since she was, 15, in One Day at a Time. And she's pretty much worked steadily ever since then. And she just turned 60. So the book is called Enough Already. And it's more of a pep talk than anything else, which is why I think our listeners will like it. She was inspired to write it by turning 60. She lost Eddie Van Halen, who was her first husband. She was divorced from him, but for 20 years, they had a very, very close relationship, even though they were divorced, and they remained close until his death. So that death was a real loss for her. She's in the midst of getting divorced from her current husband, Tom, who people will know from Cooking with Valerie, or Valerie's Home Cooking. So we're sorry about that. She doesn't go into that too much, but she's also just reached the point where she's done with trying to lose that same 10 pounds over and over and over again. So she's definitely someone that has struggled with her weight her whole life, which is why when you were talking about the chocolate bar, Julie, I was thinking about Valerie, just eat the chocolate bar, but she has been in the public eye and she's had good years and bad, as many of us have. She keeps losing the same weight and regaining it and losing it and regaining it. And so she just said enough already. So there's a lot. The book kind of drifts between all of those subject matters. And there's some good little rock and roll behind the scenes and, good stories about TV behind the scenes and about cooking behind the scenes and things like that. But it's really just more of a pep talk. It's sort of musings on being 60 and saying enough already to a bunch of stuff in her life. I enjoyed it. Very much. So her memoir's out now and I liked it.
That sounds great.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's good. She did a good job, Val. All right. Next week on the show, we're going to be talking to author Carol Wallace. Her new book is out. It's called Our Kind of People. It's about the Gilded Age. It's very, very similar to The Gilded Age on HBO that just debuted this week. So if you enjoyed that and want to know more about that time period in American history, Carol has written historical fiction, but she's also written history and historical fiction. Her book about about rich American girls who married British lords became sort of the basis for Downton Abbey. And now it's quite unusual that she has this book out about the Gilded Age when the creator of Downton Abbey, Julian Fellowes, is just releasing that TV show on HBO. Makes me wonder. Anyway, Carol has a lot to say. We're going to be talking to Carol. That will be fun. Also, way deep in her resume, she was one of the writers on the original Preppy Handbook. So that's just one of those fun pieces of her resume. That's next week on Satellite Sisters. A big thanks to Sergio Enriquez and to Emily Loudermilk for supporting us and making the show sound and look great. We really appreciate everything you do. How about our to-do list for the week? Liz, what do you got?
Well, Leanne, the past couple of weeks, we have been working on a new platform to post our podcast. We discussed a little bit of that on the show. And I've been running my entire work empire here from a very small old MacBook Air. So I decided, and you encouraged me to bite the bullet and get a new big computer, like a real desktop computer.
Right.
I have not had a desktop and I can't remember the last time I had a desktop. So I decided to just, buy an iMac. But here was the thing, the iMac it's in all these colors now.
Yes.
And,
they're so beautiful.
Bright colors, but kind of pastel-y. And I just wasn't sure what color I wanted. And the Apple store here in Santa Monica, you're not allowed to go in there and shop anymore. You have to make a reservation to pick up something, but it's I don't know, what color should I get? And then as I'm ordering the computer last week, it popped up on my screen that it was Prince's birthday. So I got the purple.
Okay. Perfect, Liz.
Thank you, Julie. Yes, it was like a sign from the universe. Okay, I have to pick a color. It's Prince's birthday. It's got to be purple. So it'll be delivered at some point this week. Really looking forward to my new purple computer.
Liz, I am so happy for you. You're going to love your desktop, your second screen. The purple is going to make you so happy. I bought last year, so I couldn't get a colored one. My son was like, just wait a year. I was like, I can't wait a year. I got stuff to do. You're going to love it. They're beautiful. Okay. I'm very happy for you, Liz.
All right.
I'm happy for us too, Julie, but I'm happy for you, Liz. I'm
Yeah.
happy. All right. Well, go Rams. I mean, I can't believe it. I haven't really had a pro football team in a long time. Since growing up in New York area, we like the Giants, but I've never really assimilated to another pro team. But now that, the Rams are here in Los Angeles, and one of my friend's sons actually plays on the Rams.
You're kidding.
So you have a reason to root for him. You feel very close.
Yes, it feels like a hometown team. It feels like rooting for the kid from high school. So yeah, he plays on the Rams. He went to high school here in LA and then played at the University of Washington and now plays for the Rams. And so it's just kind of fun to know somebody on the team. So go Rams.
Okay, you can get some nice jerseys for the big game, Liam. That will be good. You can wear those jerseys to pickleball too. So that should work out. Yeah. Okay, well, this weekend we're some of our grandchildren are going to be over at our house. We're going to be babysitting, and we're not going to make cookies or do anything like that. We are having Nana's IT workshop. That's what we are holding, because somehow my iPhone and my earbuds are not in sync. And okay, please, I've tried all the obvious things. I've looked up on help. I can't sync them up. So we're going to have Nana's IT workshop. I'm going to hand my phone and my earbuds to my 12-year-old grandson, and he's going to fix it for me. So I'm pretty excited.
That's good. Your 12-year-old grandson probably already has a burner phone too.
Yes, he probably does.
Based on what my research has told me.
Okay.
All right, that's the show for this week. As always, thank you for listening. We appreciate all of the listeners. Remember to share this, sisters. You can send this show to someone you think will really enjoy pickleball. Or any of the topics we talked about today. Just hit share the show. It's right there on your phone. All right, sisters, have a great week.
You too, Liam.
And don't forget, call your satellite sister.